All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading the Markets. I am your host, Tone Vays. Coming to you live this Thursday morning. Liking the beer. Thursday morning, the markets are open. I was just hanging out in Swan Spaces for the last 2 hours. That's why I delayed the stream a little bit. So let's go to the charts and let's see what the aftermath of the FOMC rate decision looks like. Without any further ado, we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with Bitcoin as usual, but I am going to talk a little bit about the overall markets. Come on. There it is. There it goes. Okay, here we go. I am going to keep an eye on my live chat. And also, I'm going to pull up my moderators. By the way, moderators, thank you for moderating. I don't see any on right now. Oh, it's Hard. He's here. Cool. Thanks, brother. Okay, so weekly chart. Now, we have made a new high yesterday in the aftermath of the Jerome Powell and the Fed deciding to raise interest rates by 25 basis points. That was absolutely expected, and it made the markets bullish. So this gives them so much more ammo to raise the rate again next call, which is about 6 weeks away. So they got some time to really decide what they want to do with that. From a TA perspective, we are running into a mountain of resistance, though the MRI indicator is calling for some more upside, but the MRI is more time-based than price-based. Because this candle is looking like a doji candle, all we will need is consolidation for about 4 more weeks with very minor rises in price at week's end, and we can still make it to an MRI top, though in reality, we're either going to have to break through 25,000, which I am not really expecting, or we're going to pull back and break the count. I think pulling back and breaking the count is the most likely scenario. Consolidation is the second most likely scenario. And the third most likely scenario, or the least likely scenario of the three, because remember, markets can only do one of 3 things. They can go down, they can go up, or they could consolidate. Those are really our 3 choices. So over the month of February, and today is February 2nd, so the month has just started. So my view on the month of February is that the most likely outcome, I believe, is a bit of a pullback to 22,000 or lower. Now, by the end of the month, we could already be above 25,000 after falling to 20, right? So we're just talking in the near future, over the next 30 days. I believe the most likely outcome is a bit of a pullback. The second most likely outcome is consolidation between 24 and 25,000. And the least likely outcome is a break of 25,000, substantial break of 25,000, right? Like I don't want to say anyone, oh, Tone's wrong because Bitcoin topped at $25,500. That's not what I mean. I mean a substantial break above 25,000, which means we're going to hit 27 and a half, and we're actually going to get stuck there for a day or two, giving you either an opportunity to get in at that price or get out at that price before the pullback, right? So I believe that is the least likely of the 3 scenarios. Our allocation chart, the allocation chart is on an MRI top. We have not seen that in quite a while, actually. It's been a long time since there's been an MRI top on the 4-day chart. I don't know what this means, really. I don't really use the MRI on this chart often. Now, the last time there was an MRI top on a 4-day chart was back in August of 2021. And remember, guys, I've been putting in these labels for quite a while. as we've been using Consensio, which I still need to release for free on the Hyperwave YouTube channel. I kind of want to do it when I'm free and I can watch it with you live, and I just have not caught up to my life recently, but hopefully soon. And the last time we had one of these MRI tops was right here in August of 2021. Now we're talking, that's a while ago. We're already in 2023, as hard as it is to believe. So it's been a year and a half on a 4-day chart. And what happened after this MRI top? Well, at this MRI top, we also went up too far too fast after a consolidation that really looked like it had more downside. For me, right here, those of you that are looking at this chart, right here at, what is this, July of 2021, I don't remember what I said on this video. I'm sure you can go back on my YouTube channel and find out. But I'll tell you what I should have said right here on Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. I would have said Bitcoin is ridiculously bearish, and there's a high probability of a drop to $20,000. That's what I should have said, and I'm pretty sure I would have said that. Because to me, right at this point, is a horrendous descending triangle. A horrible looking descending triangle calling for significantly more downside. Now, what happened? Well, that is definitely a wrong outcome, right? Like I expected us to crash, we went up. But what did I do? Well, you do what every good trader does. You reevaluate your view on the market 5 days later, and you go into a bullish trade. As reluctantly as you think you are going to do it, that's what you have to do. Now, we hit an MRI top right here, and this is why I wasn't adding more to the position. So I was 80% bullish here. That was a pretty big rise, similar to the rise we're having now. So I was even more bullish back then on what happened in August of 2021. But then we hit this MRI top, and I stayed patient because of the MRI top. And I started lowering my bullishness as the price started to come down. But they did make a top a little bit later than that. So that was the last time we had an MRI top. Does that, am I putting too much stock into this indicator on this Consensio chart? Not really, but it is something to pay attention to. We had a couple of MRI buys, which led to some short-term upswings. So the indicator isn't really failing us on this chart. The MRI buy the week of May 9th, 2022, while the MRI buy would have came in the beginning of the candle at 34,000 and ended at the candle when it was 28,000, so quite a big drop. During this candle, we fell as low as 25,000, and we spent the next 2 months basically consolidating in the $29,000 range, which is substantially higher than the $25,000 that it dropped to. So again, the MRI buy did not fail us. It told you that, hey, this is the last candle where prices will crash for a little while, and that's exactly what it did until it broke support in June 2022. So looking back in real time on the usefulness of the MRI, I'm not really paying attention so much to the extensions, just the base MRI itself. It has not been that bad of an indicator. So I am going to rely on it a little bit. We're going to just hold our 40% bullish position. I think Bitcoin has gone up a little too far, a little too fast. I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to wait for my pullback. And where is this realistic pullback? Well, I think waiting for it to come down to 19,000 is a little bit too bearish. And the most bullish pullback I can offer you is right here at the prior swing high, which is at approximately $21,000. So if Bitcoin pulls back to $21,000, I will see that as a sufficient pullback to start considering bullish positions off the pullback. And by that time, the long-term moving average would have rallied up to the price. So if, of course, if this happens tomorrow, that's not going to happen. But if it happens sometime at the end of February, early March, that would be great. Okay, that was a long-winded explanation of the 4-day chart. Here's our daily chart. Our daily chart is forming a very nasty candle that I don't like. If we close on this candle, this does create that shooting star candle that I see as bullish. Now, for those that are interested in what a shooting star candle is, I have a free Learn Trading guide at vays.com. Learn Trading is right there. If you're looking for something a little more substantial, you can check out on-demand videos. Vays products and services on-demand videos. For only $500, you get my technical analysis and risk management video, so you don't get wrecked and you get to trade for a little while, deciding whether this is something you want to do with the rest of your life. Most people don't, and they move on to other things that bring them happiness and joy and hopefully money. And if you're looking for the MRI indicator itself, again, you can go to products and services. MRI indicator, I've been dropping the price every single year. It is now down to just $400. You can wait till the next Black Friday, where I'm likely going to lower it to $300 and keep it there. And sometime by the year 2030, this will be completely free because I do want to offer this for free eventually. That's why I keep lowering the price every single year. It also doesn't disappoint people that paid more money for it years and years ago. And then I don't have to focus on client support anymore once it's free, and I can focus on the notifications of the indicator or some other stuff. One of my favorite quotes: "You can never teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself." That was by Galileo Galilei in Italy, or what is currently Italy, around the late 1500s. All right, speaking of joining us, Unconfiscatable, we are adding speakers. This is going to be a great event over in Las Vegas. We have one more row of speakers. We have added Ben Sessions, and there's going to be another card being flipped in a couple of days. Somebody super cool, and we will continue to try and add some super awesome speakers. Actually, I think we have a few. Hold on. I think I should close this website. I'm going to go to the other event I help produce, which is the Financial Summit. Come join us in the UAE in November. Also an awesome event. And let me open Unconfiscatable. I want to see if we have some more speaker cards started, because I thought we had them up. No. Okay, maybe I just have to restart my laptop again. But yeah, there will be a few more speaker announcements. So this event will absolutely sell out. It is in December, and you can already see how many tickets are left before prices rise. Talked about the daily chart. Hey guys, I'm going to open a few more packs. I'm waiting to get at least one rare card. I have not gotten any ultra rare cards yet. In the 4 packs I've opened so far this week, I got one more pack. If I catch that rare card, that would be it. If I don't, I may open a second pack. Depends on how I feel. So we'll wait for that after I go through the markets. This is a short-term chart. Now, unlike the daily, you see the daily chart looks a little toppy to me. Even though we have a green star candle, we are bouncing off consolidation, but it doesn't scream bullish to me, and also it's a bit overextended versus moving averages. Looking at the 4-hour chart, however, it does look bullish to me. This breakout line no longer makes any sense, and we now have a breakout line right here. And we did pierce this breakout line versus the top of the market. We had a few days ago, in January 2023, we hit that top. We've now broken that top, but we have not yet closed above it on a 4-hour chart. This looks a lot more bullish to me, this 4-hour, than the daily. So let's see how it looks tomorrow. I do like how this 4-hour looks. What about the 1-hour? The 1-hour looks good as well. We did break and close at a new hourly high, and now we are a smidge below that breakout line. Now, once again, the hourly chart looks pretty damn bullish. But I would still be cautious here because the weekly scale is telling you that this is not the time to rush into Bitcoin if you're a trader. If you are dollar cost averaging, then it's always a good time to buy Bitcoin, especially after a year-long bear market. GBTC discount is at 40%. I still got to take a look at what's going on with the bankruptcy proceeding of Genesis and how that's going to affect Grayscale. Well, it's going to affect DCG, Digital Currency Group, more than it's going to affect Grayscale. But it's very, very interesting. It is breaking out again. I do expect this discount to evaporate completely eventually when the real bull market sets in. Oil, I remain pretty bullish for oil this year. This is our weekly chart. Let's look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart still has some downside. Oh, not much. We are coming up on a monthly MRI buy. Let's take a little step back in time and take a look. Is the MRI useful for monthly oil price? The last time the MRI hit a sell was a multi-month consolidation, which was followed by a green star candle, which led to significant upside. Though, to be honest, this month of November 2021 would have taken me out of the trade, especially since December 2021, we crossed that low. I would have potentially gotten long again, long-term oil, right here on the next green star candle in January of 2022, which led to significant upside and topped on extension C. Now, extension C is one of the more important ones. So in order, I treat extension B, then C, then A as my importance on extensions. Now, prior to that, we had an MRI top coming in, which missed the top by just a single month. So that's decent timing, not great, not perfect. But if you entered on a green star candle, when the green star showed up and held it into the MRI top candle, even if you waited till near the end of the candle, what you had was a 30% rise in oil. Now, a 30% rise over like 8 months is really not that big a deal, but not a bad call, not a bad top call by the MRI. Wish there was a bottom call on the MRI back in April 2020, but the prices fell a little too far and a little too fast. Let's go back a little bit further. The time before where the MRI called the bullishness of oil was in March 2016, and we are looking at the large scale monthly chart, and you can see that the MRI called it absolutely perfectly, and it was coming off a doji candle. What a beautiful, perfect call by the MRI, and this led to pretty much the 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside, which then pulled back a little bit but continued going higher. A little bit different back in March of 2015. Why is it always March? March 2015, March 2016, March 2020. Why are we always collapsing in March? Interesting. See, these are the kinds of patterns that send you down these weird rabbit holes as you randomly look for one thing and find another. And I'm not going to take this all the way down to 1912 when oil was pretty much discovered, or more like 1892 or whatever that was. But I am going to go back one more, only because I see it back in May of 2011. This time, well, March again, but at least this time we're calling a top in March, not a bottom in March. Interesting though, still March. So in March 2015, we had a huge crash. The MRI monthly called the low pretty damn perfectly, but only for a 1 to 4 candle correction, like my guide explains. And then you reevaluate your position. And once it started going down, you take your profit and you wait for your next shot. And finally, oh my God, nope, not finally. We're going to definitely talk about what happened in July 2008. And oh, I remember this. I was working at Bear Stearns then. It didn't collapse till August. I remember this in real time as I was at Bear Stearns Asset Management. That ridiculous top in oil and the crash. Wow. And the MRI perfectly called the oil top in May of 2011. Wow, this indicator's been pretty damn good. And it called a top also in December 2009 after the big rebound from January 2009, but only for, not for a big correction, but for consolidation. And finally, we have the second consecutive MRI top. Now you can say, well, what about the first MRI top? Well, the first one simply told you to pause, take your exit, hold in there, let it consolidate. You get back in on a green star candle. And then the second consecutive MRI top should be a bigger correction than the first consecutive MRI top. And the second MRI top absolutely perfectly called the crash in oil for 75%. So I would say this indicator works pretty damn well on oil. So I am going to trust it here on a monthly scale next month. Unfortunately, this month just started. It's telling you a warning. MRI top, MRI buys coming in, MRI bottoms coming in next month in March. And we've seen what happens in March. So really, really interested in seeing the outcome here. Really cool rabbit hole to go down. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I need to just take time and redo this chart on natural gas. Natural gas will probably bounce with oil as well. Should be coming up on an MRI by soon. I could add display trend numbers to give myself an idea. Yep, it's going to come in soon. And I'll try to clean up this chart as we go. Gold is just moves too slow. It's not volatile enough for me to care about it. And it is kind of bullish. I think gold will have its day. I think gold will move from 2,000 to 3,000 in a bit of a hurry, but we are going to need some kind of a monetary overhaul involving the IMF for gold to actually do something. The S&P 500, this is huge, absolutely huge. Sand Snake, thank you for your super chat. Tone, can you look at EWW? Yeah, I'll take a look at those. So I really like this green star candle. It broke all the moving averages finally, but it was still stuck at the prior swing high resistance. And now what we have a clear established higher low. We have a clear established higher high. And this is what a trend change looks like. Once again, I want to point you to an article. We can Google for it. You can Google Tone Vays, trend change, Cointelegraph. I used to write articles. I was bad at it, but I used to do it. I think it was trend change 2. February 2nd. Wow. This is the 8-year anniversary of this article. I can't believe I've been doing this shit for so long. On the 8th-year anniversary of this article itself, I talked about what a trend change looks like. And here it is, right? You break a downward sloping trend line, you establish a higher low, and then you break past a prior swing high. Now, in this case, this is more like a double top between, well, this is the chart. I don't know what this chart is of. This is Bitcoin prices assigned to this chart. This is the S&P 500 in 2010. We can go back and look at it. I'm pretty sure it's the S&P 500. By the way, Chiobako Capital is a great Twitter account to follow. I remember following his work back in the day. I haven't really followed him in years because I've just been busy. Yeah, but back in the day when I was trading the stock markets, we're talking 10, 15 years ago, I was a great fan of his work. I mean, he does really, really good TA. You can follow him on Twitter. I would love to get him to the financial summit, maybe on my channel someday. But we'll see. I'll keep trying. I got to shoot over a message to him. But if anyone follows his work, feel free to drop him a note on Twitter that Tone was a huge follower back in the day, and still mention him every now and then. And you can see this image has his copyright right there. Always try to provide credit. So, and here's where we are right now. Right now, we are breaking that prior swing high. This is what just happened this week. And we can go back to the S&P in 2010, and we can take a look at this exact thing. We're talking tops in May, goes down in July. Let's go to the S&P 500 weekly chart. Let's shoot over to 2010. I think it's the S&P. It should be the S&P. That's 2009. Tops in May. And so it could be a different time period, and it was also a line chart, not a. I think it's the S&P. It could have been a stock. Doesn't look exactly the same though. Tops in May. No, maybe it wasn't the S&P. Could have been a different asset. Hard to say. I stripped the asset because it wasn't about the asset. It was about the pattern, the chart pattern. So, sorry guys, wasn't the asset, different asset. Doesn't matter. I'm not sure what that asset was. And this is where we are right now. We are breaking that prior swing high, establishing a trend change. So this looks good. Looks good to me. Let's go back to the stocks. Does it have to keep going higher? The answer is of course not. Oh, let's go to today. Here we are. But that's a nice look. That's a nice look. The only difference between this picture and that picture is that it needed 2 attempts to break the prior swing high in that picture in the article, and now we're doing it on its first attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this establishes a new swing high, which is awesome. And the week's almost done. Only one more day left. We're looking bullish today on the daily chart. I don't know how much stock you should put in this MRI top, because this is not really the futures market, but I wanted a real-time futures chart, but it's not a real futures chart. ES is the most liquid asset we have, and it's on a 10-minute delay, so I didn't want to use it. And you can see how ES breaks the MRI count and is not giving me an MRI top, but is still giving me an extension C, while this ticker that I was just using, SP 500, which seems to be the best ticker I can come up with that mimics the S&P futures and in real time, but it's not exactly the S&P futures. And this is why the MRI is going to be off a little bit. The MRI is only as good as the data that it's on top of, and a single dollar will make a difference. I may alter it one day to make it a little percentage based, but then I'm getting into other potential issues with the indicator. So just be careful. And if there's multiple S&P 500 futures that you're using, you want to be real careful and not to take it too literally. You want to cross-check it against other S&Ps to make sure that it's an MRI top across several S&Ps and not a single one. Now in Bitcoin, I have chosen to use the index made by TradingView. My other option for Bitcoin, and here's Bitfarms, by the way, it's still consolidating. There's nothing really to say. Let's see what happens as the moving averages cross. Another option is, of course, to use the BLX index. For those that don't know, I was pretty heavily involved in making the BLX index back when I was working with Brave New Coin for a little while. And there's two of them. Let me see. The problem was it also wasn't in real time. And it's more of a daily indicator. And you can see how it is giving me today's data, but it wasn't, you can see it's also gaps. This is on the NASDAQ. Then there's the official Brave New Coin Liquid Index, which is a 24-hour index, but I don't know why the MRI isn't working on it. But I believe this one, right, this one only publishes the candle after the candle's done. So because I don't have this in real time, I'm not using it. Otherwise, I would certainly be a bit loyal to the BLX because I was somewhat instrumental to its creation. That's why I'm going to pull up that stock that Sand Snake wanted, and then we're going to go back. EWW. MSCI, another company I worked for. I worked at MSCI for about 3 years. It was from, I think, 2010 to 2013 or something like that, or 2010 to 2012, 13-ish. I worked at MSCI. All right, we'll take a look at that in a bit. Let's get back to the S&P. This is very important. I think this is super bullish, and it sets the S&P for potentially breaking out to new all-time highs. Once again, I have been very, very clear that I am looking for a blow-off top in the S&P and stock markets in general. And by a blow-off top, I think we're going to trend towards new all-time high, and then the S&P is going to go into an exponential rise, a real exponential rise, something similar to what happened before the stock market crash of 1929. If we go back far enough, here is the stock market crash of 1929, where the S&P went into an exponential rise. Well, there was no S&P back then. The Dow Jones went into an exponential blow-off top where it tripled in price in approximately 2 to 3 years. And that's what I see potentially in the S&P. Now, what's going to drive that? One second. Had to sneeze. Now, what is going to drive this exponential rise where the S&P would triple from, say, 6,000 points up to 18 or 20,000 points, or even, say, 15,000 points from 6,000 points? What's going to trigger that? I don't know. Maybe it'll be hyperinflation. Maybe it'll be, I don't know, some kind of real disaster in Europe where every single dollar, like Europe's done, and every single penny of European money is going to flow into the American stock market. There's other reasons for this. Whatever it is can trigger it. That's what I think the future is. And everyone that thinks that the stock market is going to implode now and go down 40, 50 more %, I completely disagree with that view. Is it possible that I'm wrong? And all these gloom and doomers that have always screaming that the 1929 crash is coming since the day I learned what a stock is, and they've been wrong ever since. They were a little bit right in 2008 where we fell 50%, and that's actually it. They were only right once in 2008, And we did fall pretty much in COVID, but the COVID crash was not natural. The COVID crash was induced by the government because no country had to shut down. They could have kept their economy going, and then the stock market would not have crashed this badly. I think this is an artificial crash, where 2008 was more of a natural crash where the market needed to correct itself. But in the 20 years I've been trading, because I started trading right after the crash in 2000. So I wasn't around for the dot-com. I was still in college. When that crash happened. So I didn't start trading till after. And the only natural crash that I've been around for was 2008. That's it. That's the list. And it's been 20 years. And I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think it'll have a blow off top first. That is my view on what's going to happen with the stock market. And you have no idea how many times the Elliott wave on this has been wrong. Actually, every single day for 20 years. And that's why Elliott wave is one of my least favorite technical analysis tools, because an Elliott wave has basically called for a 1929 style crash almost every single year in the 20 years that I've been following the markets. All right, correlation. Well, as long as the S&P is rising, it's going to be good for Bitcoin. And this is my dilemma. My dilemma is, how does Tom Vays reconcile the fact that Bitcoin needs to have a bit of a correction, and I am anticipating a bit of a correction, while at the same time being unreasonably bullish on the US stock market, while calling for massive correlation between stock market and Bitcoin. So this is a personal conflict in my analysis right now. And when my analysis has complete and utter conflict, the best thing to do is not to trade. So I am going to hold off on any trading for now until my personal internal conflict of Bitcoin being at a resistance point in need of a pullback, while the stock market is being at a breakout point, anticipating higher highs. Something needs to resolve. Either I'm wrong about the stock market or I'm wrong about Bitcoin. Or if I'm lucky, I'm right about both, and Bitcoin corrects while the stock market rises. Is that possible? Of course it's possible, but that is not exactly likely, because that's not how Bitcoin has behaved. So until this, my personal conflict resolves, I'm going to continue to just read the charts, and I'm going to say that the stock market is bullish while Bitcoin is at resistance in need of a correction. Okay, that is it. We're going to take a look at this. This is the iShares MSCI Mexico ETF. And as you guys know, I am very, very bullish on Mexico as a country. I now want to go and take a look at the Mexican currency. That's the daily chart. Let's look at the monthly chart. That's the weekly chart. Let's look at the monthly chart. Now, Mexico hit its all-time high, along with an MRI top, on a monthly scale back in 2013. So Mexico's economy has not been doing all that great since 2013. I really like this breakout. I like that it's going to break this MRI resistance line that has come into existence back in the year 2016. It's broken all the moving averages, and I really like what's happening here with this chart, and I am bullish on Mexico. Now, Mexico is potentially where I will live out my older years because I think the United States is becoming a little too, let's just say, use the word left, while Mexico has a little more, has a little less wokeness, let's put it that way. So I do like it. I also like where this chart's headed. So I am bullish on Mexico. Let's jump over to the FX side and take a look at the Mexican peso versus the US dollar, because I have no idea where that is right now. USD MXN, there it is. And the Mexican peso is actually appreciating. versus the US dollar. This is super interesting. So this means that the Mexican stock market is actually rising despite its currency appreciating. Usually when foreign stock markets rise, it's because their currency is devaluing and stock markets adjust for inflation. This is why the Zimbabwe stock market performed so well during their hyperinflation days. This actually makes me even more bullish on Mexico as their currency is strengthening. It will make it a little hard for me to buy all those stakes when I go to Mexico because they'll be a little more expensive. But hopefully Bitcoin will go up in value, even though the US dollar is dropping against the Mexican peso. This is very, very encouraging for Mexico, and it's looking great. All right, Sandsnake, what was the other thing that you wanted? Let me see. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. IYR, that looks familiar as well. Real estate. Now, my condo is back on sale, and it's a little bit of a struggle. So I like this chart, but I'm not bullish on real estate. Wow, what a perfect call by the MRI in the 2007 top. Incredible. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the bottom call too. Amazing. Wow. I mean, there was another bottom call that was a 1 to 4 candle correction. This is a monthly scale, guys. This is the macro picture, not the micro picture. It's the macro picture. And beautiful call by the MRI. And real estate hit its all-time high right here in 2021. Interesting. The chart looks bullish. Let's see if we can break the second to prior swing high. We're breaking it right now. It looks bullish. Hopefully real estate interest would rise and somebody would buy my condo at a really nice price. But very interesting. I haven't looked at the Russian currency in a long time. Let's take a look. And I'll tell you exactly what's going on in the conflict, the military conflict. And the Russian currency severely devalued. Wow. Back in December. And that's when Ukraine was making significant ground. The offensive by Ukraine started in September, and they got massive amounts of territory. They drove the Russians back. But in December, all of that came to realization. But since December, the Russian currency has appreciated a little bit. And that means that more confidence is coming in into the Russian currency. I still think that a big shoe is about to drop in that military conflict. There's not going to be any winners here. There's only going to be losers. There's only going to be which side has the greater percentage of their population killed. And in those terms, Russia is winning. There's a larger percentage of Ukrainians dying versus their population versus the percentage of Russians dying versus their population. Considering the fact that Russia has about 5 times more people than Ukraine, and way more people fled Ukraine by percentage than Russia, and the military conflicts taking place in Ukraine, and way more Ukrainians are dying than Russians. By that metric, Ukraine is certainly losing, and that's not good. So I agree with Donald Trump. This military conflict needs to end. It needs to end immediately. And if the right person is in charge of the US government, this military conflict could actually end in about 7 days. But there's absolutely no interest in ending this military conflict, none whatsoever. Therefore, expect a lot more people to die. All right, the next Fed call is going to be in March, on March 22nd. We got 6 weeks to go. A little more than 6 weeks, actually. And it looks like they are likely to raise it another 25 basis points, which would probably be a good thing, especially if the stock market is rising. All right, so hey, moderators, anything else I need to look at? I got like maybe 5 more minutes. Why invest in GBTC in your retirement account instead of Bitcoin mining stocks? I mean, I'm not going to say GBTC is better than Bitcoin mining stocks. They're a little bit different, but they serve the same purpose. In a bull market, they will give you that leveraged trade because it should go up faster, but it's your preference. Unlike mining stocks, which could go bankrupt, and GBTC, I believe GBTC is backed, so I don't believe GBTC can go bankrupt, but a mining stock can. Like we can look at Core Scientific, for example. I don't know if that stock still even trades. Let's look at stocks. Do I have Core Scientific here? Core Scientific. It still trades, right? But it's possible for a mining company to go bankrupt and the stock goes to zero, right? Because the equity holders get hurt the most when a company goes bankrupt. So I don't expect that from GBTC. I personally believe GBTC is fully backed, but I don't have the private key to GBTC, so I can't like know with 100% certainty that GBTC is fully backed. If Barry Silbert wants to, I don't know, give me the private key so I can verify it myself, or Coinbase, then I can tell you with 100% certainty that GBTC is fully backed. But in my research of GBTC, I believe that it's fully backed. So the chances of GBTC going bankrupt, in my mind, is significantly lower than any single mining stock. So that could be a reason to choose GBTC instead of a Bitcoin mining stock. But there is no like right answer here. Can you take a look at gold and silver reversal? I'm looking for an oil buy at 64.50. I'm not saying that. I'm reading a comment, guys, just to be clear. Oil. What's the price of oil right now? 76.21. 64.50 is not the price I would be looking for. So because at 64.50, oil hits a double bottom, especially on a weekly scale. That would have been, extension A again is not something I would look for. So 64.50 would also break the Samurai support line. 64.50 is also the prior swing low. So I don't want to see that, actually. I don't want to, I don't even want to see this low broken. I don't want to see 71 broken. So for me personally, I would love to see oil simply consolidate this month and then provide a buying opportunity somewhere in the 73.90 area or 74.10 area sometime next month. I don't want to see oil all the way at 64 because oil at 64 is actually a significant bearish sign. I don't like double bottoms. So this should be the low that holds oil. $70 low should hold. And the low that I would want to buy is actually somewhere in the 73 range, 73, 74 range, not 64 range. But again, that's my style of trading. You should have your own style of trading. Oh, I got to open a pack. Jamie, thank you so much for the reminder. Gold and silver. Well, look, the gold reversal happened on the MRI buy. I didn't take it too seriously. I should have. I always regret not taking my own indicator all that seriously sometimes because I didn't like the consolidation. Remember, this indicator is not my number one go-to. My number one go-to is still price action. And price action here was bearish, not bullish. Now, had this MRI buy showed up down here in the 1550 range, I would have been all over the buy signal. But it happened in a really weird way that I wasn't all that bullish, but it led to a beautiful reversal. I don't care for silver. I really don't. I care for silver about as much as I care for copper. And I think copper is way more important than silver. I should have a copper chart up. I just think silver is unreasonably weak. I think silver is going to struggle. I think it will be another decade before silver breaks its all-time high of $50. But gold is already at near its all-time high of 2000. Like, look at the difference. I know a lot of people think that, well, gold is almost at its all-time high, and silver is still 50% lower than its all-time high, and that means silver will catch up. And while gold goes up 10%, silver is going to go up 100% and catch up to its all-time high. But I don't believe that to be the case. I really don't. I think silver is just going to struggle more. And when gold breaks its all-time high by breaking 2000, silver is going to barely be sitting at 25. And then gold's going to double its all-time high by going to 4,000, and silver may still be struggling to break its all-time high of $50. So I just don't see it. I see gold running away from silver even further, which is why I don't think silver is a great investment. But on a short-term scale, it can definitely move. But then on the flip side, it's going to crash more. So you might catch it, right? It's like, oh, my gold only went up 20%, but silver did catch up, and it moved 20% up while gold only moved 10% up. But then gold drops 5% and silver drops 30%. So you're going to get annihilated on the way down, even if you catch a small advantage on the way up. All right, that's it. We're done. I'm going to open a pack. Let's see if we get the Tone Vays card. Hey, guys, Unconfiscatable, which is our Bitcoin event happening in December in Las Vegas. And don't forget the Financial Summit. This is where we talk all things finance, investing, trading, how to make money. You meet hedge fund managers. You meet real traders. They share their strategies because it's such a small group. It's not public. People come with their indicators and they explain them. So it's a really amazing event. The next one will be in the UAE. Not too late to sign up. It is still November. It's gonna happen in November, and just absolutely incredible time. Check out the videos on YouTube. We're gonna publish a few more testimonials from our last event in Bali. New promo videos coming. Just awesome event. Okay, enough screen share. Let's open a pack, guys. Let me grab one more pack. Oh, I already have it on the desk right here. Let me get rid of these white lines. Boom. Here's the pack. Here's the pack, the Bitcoin trading cards. Man, where are my scissors? I gotta be super careful with these scissors. I really want to open it in a way not to see the last card, because that's the money card, and at the same time show you all the other cards. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I can take the card that's on the bottom with my eyes closed, put it to the side without damaging it somehow, and then look at it, but I don't want to. I'm kind of afraid to do that. So we are going to open this pack super carefully. I'm going to try to show you the cards that I get. I already see the last card. You can see it right there in my stack. It's another blue card. It peeks through the back there. So it's not one of the rare cards. It's not one of the blue cards. So maybe I'll open one more pack. First card I got is an education card titled Fear, Uncertainty, and Doubt. I got the FUD card. See the giant bear right there? Super cool art. All right. I think I've had that one before. I've seen that one before. A resources card, bitcointimes.com. This is the section that teaches people about resources. Coin Beast, we've all seen that one. I think I pulled it recently. The Freedom card, I think I had this one yesterday as well. There's green in the background of this card, so it messes with my green screen. The Satoshi Nakamoto card is one of the coolest art cards. It's actually on the website as like their main design. Great card. Fold, another one of those resources. Education card on centralization. Really cool card. 21 million Bitcoins card. Explains the concept of having a finite money supply. The education card on education. So this is your Bitcoin education card. This is the card I do have as a special card. I have the 1 out of 500. This is the same education card, but as a rare card. Nice hologram. So I already have that one. And for the second pack in a row, I managed to get the Satoshi Nakamoto card. This is the card that is going to go into a protective case. Let's do that now. Drop my protective case. And I am going to open another pack. I'm really disappointed. I even got the blue card, the rare card of a card I already have that I literally pulled in the last pack. I could have also gotten really unlucky with this box, and there's not going to be any rare cards in it, and means I would have to buy another box. Boom, there it is. It's in its protective case. This is like my fourth one now. Fourth or fifth of these. Got a bunch of these. I'll be trading them. I'll be giving them away as well at like conferences and stuff. Look how many I have of this. I'm gonna like collect them all or something. I have a bunch of them already. So I will be probably bringing this whole stash to Unconfiscatable. I don't know. Maybe we'll give away as prizes. We'll think of something to do with them. I'm gonna open one more pack. One more pack. Come on, it's the lucky pack right here. How am I doing on the chat? Yeah, I'm going to be super careful with opening these things. I already see the last card is going to be another blue card. Damn it. Not a lot, guys. You have to hang in there with me. I should flip the box over and start opening the packs that are at the bottom, not the packs that are at the top. Kind of my luck. Let me open the other. Oh, actually, I think I can take it out now. Yep. All right. Bitcoin exchange card. I don't remember this card actually, but I should have a few of those. I think I have a few of every card now. Education card again. The government card, the giant kraken under like the Capitol building. Satoshi white paper card. Money printer card. You've seen me pull this one before. Swan. Shout out to Swan. Was just in their spaces. Geyser. Everyone is high on this company. Oh, I got the dollar deflation card again. Dictatorship card. And fitting, I got that Bitcoin maximalist card. I got a bunch of these as well. Again, a rare card, not a super rare card, just a rare card. We're going to protect it. Put it in the case. Man, it's not easy finding these rare cards. And this is going to go into my stash of the Bitcoin maximalist card. I got a bunch of them as well. Right there. This is now my 4th Bitcoin maximalist card. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. We will try again tomorrow or this weekend. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out and checking out the cards with me. And I will see you all on the next one. How many packs have I opened? Well, this week I've opened 6 packs. I've been opening 2 packs a day, and I streamed 3 times, I think, this week. Maybe I opened more. Maybe I already opened 4 packs. I'm not sure. Or 8 packs. I'm not sure. But I haven't gotten anything super rare. Goes to show you how hard it is to get some of these rare cards. But I'm going to keep trying until I get the Tone Vays card. Still trying to get the Tone Vays card. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one.